I'm feeling great. I had an event today and my friends came out to support me and the event went well, and so I treated myself to some Oreos and strawberries, hydroponic strawberries at the grocery store after. What else was in there? Ooh, and zero sugar ice cream, which I didn't get to try. Mmm. I'm gonna have a little bite of that after this. Do you think the sugar's still gonna mess, the zero sugar still gonna mess with my teeth? Like, should that be something I'm concerned about? I don't know, can't tell. I have people who really love and support me, and they're just my friends. Like, I don't mean just because just doesn't, like, friendship doesn't matter, but I'm saying just because some of y'all have loving parents, loving siblings, family members that care about you deeply, and you grew up in an environment where you were loved and supported. That's insane to me. The way I feel tonight, I'm just now starting to feel because I've made friends recently who affirm me and support me and show up for me and treat me with kindness and care and compassion. And I'm like, there are people who grew up feeling like this. Like, I'm just such a better person when I feel loved. I'm more mature because I don't feel sensitive or ashamed of who I am. I believe in myself more. I'm more kind to other people because what goes around comes around. And I'm like, whoa, I can't imagine if I had grown up feeling loved, feeling supported, feeling cared for, feeling compassion instead of criticized. My whole childhood and as a teenager. Like, that's my first impression of the world. I'm sorry, but if you grew up in a loving household, you kind of have no excuse. I'm sorry, because, like, what's the problem? If your first impression of the world is a place that is loving and caring and safe and considerate, what's left for there to be a problem? What's left? Money? You can make that. The fuck? Bro, you know the amount of therapy I've had to go to and I'm still going through to undo the trauma of the bullshit I was raised in? Having the people closest to you literally hate you? You know how that fucks up your whole worldview? How unstable everything feels when you have nothing to fall back on because if you fuck up your life, no one will come to save you? And you're just gonna be like, oh, I'll move in with my family. Like, why aren't you? You should be taking the biggest risk ever. You should be starting this thing, starting that thing, trying to become Beyonce, starting anything you want, trying any hobby. Literally, what are you afraid of? What could possibly be the problem? You got people who love you at home, people who support you. You grew up in an environment where people loved and supported you. You grew up thinking that's the world. And you grew up knowing that even if the world didn't love and support you, at least they did. What? An emotional safety net? I feel great, and I'm only experiencing this feeling in small doses from people who I've met relatively recently. Not people who know me deeply closely. Not in a household where it's like this day in, day out. Like, I understand no household is perfect, but if the general trend of your childhood was you felt loved and supported by the people closest to you, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, all of my problems in life, all of them, come from the fact that I did not feel loved and supported growing up. I was not. I was actually actively abused, antagonized, and criticized, and shamed. You know how much that fucks you up? You know how that makes you anxious? Gives you all types of trauma responses? So what exactly? Yeah. People who have loving parents, I just want to talk. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You should have no problems. And by no problems, I mean no problems that can't be solved. Oh, you broke? And what? Oh, you lost your job? And what? And what? Get a new one. And if you don't, you got people to move in with. You're broke, bitch, go make money. You believe in yourself and they believe in you too. Jesus Christ. I actually really want to meet somebody who grew up in a loving house because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You grew up in a loving house. Literally, what the fuck are you doing with yourself? Which is to say, I feel so loved and supported. And it gives me a boost of self-esteem and compassion and optimism that I don't often feel. Like, even if the world is nuts, feeling like I'm safe in the world feels really, really nice. Feels really, really nice. And like, shout out to me, right? Because if you grew up in a loving household, you just landed there. You were just born into that shit. I had to actively create an environment by intentionally finding and building loving relationships with people who have no obligation to love me. That's pretty impressive. And to do it over and over again across multiple people, very impressive. In a place where I know no one, very impressive. Super proud of myself. And it's a testament to how great I am, despite the people who are supposed to care for me not giving a fuck about any of how great I am, not affirming that, not seeing it, not celebrating it, which is what I'm currently discussing in therapy. And I'm working through it. And I'm excited to get to a point where I actually celebrate myself. Because I grew up in an environment where I was constantly criticized, even when I was doing things damn near perfectly. And that creates a lot of anxiety. And I'm very excited for the peace and confidence that I will feel after I work through those things. And I'm already starting to feel, but even just acknowledging that I was a pretty damn good kid and that nobody ever gave a fuck about that. Nobody appreciated that. Nobody elevated that to the degrees it could have been elevated. And even just getting in the habit of celebrating myself, right? Even one of my friends tonight, she was like, bro, you do so much great stuff and you never tell anybody. I never tell anyone because no one cared. And if I did go out of my way to tell anyone in my life before, I would be criticized for thinking I'm better than everyone. Or some other bullshit. I don't know. The problem with abusive households or abusive relationships is you actually never can predict what you're about to get shit on for because it's never logical. Duh. So who knows what I'd get shit on for, but point is, I've gotten in a habit of not vocalizing my accomplishments because they were met with some form of disdain or jealousy or criticism or critique or assumptions of negative character or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Something's wrong with y'all. Something is so wrong with y'all. Not y'all listening. I mean, maybe some of y'all, honestly, but I'm talking about my caregivers. And so it'll be nice for people in my life to experience more positive things from me because I actually feel safe sharing my accomplishments. And I feel like I deserve to be celebrated, so I will lead the way by celebrating myself and having other people join in on celebrating me because I know they actually care enough to celebrate me and not just use my accomplishments for their own benefit while privately shitting on me for them. So yeah, if you grew up in a loving household, props to you. Props to your parents or your caregivers or whoever raised you with love. And if you are not running around spreading that love on earth, something is seriously wrong with you. Because I'm fighting for my life to spread love on earth, and I have every reason not to. Every reason not to. Like, even when I feel so hated by the world and by the people close to me, well, not my friends now, but you know, my family, I'm still trying to spread love. And it is an uphill battle. So, like, if you grew up in love and you're not spreading it, when I say big motherfucking yikes, big yikes. And you should probably figure out where that's coming from or why that is. And I want to be clear about the fact that being raised in love, I mean genuinely being emotionally safe. I don't mean, oh, just because you had two parents and they gave you everything you needed, you were raised in love. Not necessarily. You can still grow up in an emotionally neglectful environment even though you're in a two-parent household and you have all of your needs supplied. I mean emotionally safe, loved, nurtured, supported, treated with compassion. If you grew up in that house, there is no reason you should not take over the world.